Hello, my name is Charles Webster Baer, and I am in Redmond, Oregon, USA, and today is January 6, 2024. My websites are globalinternetgovernment.com and depopulationism.com. I'm running for President of the United States of America in 2024 and 2028 as a libertarian, which means I'm for more freedom and less government. Please vote for me. Thank you very much. Welcome to my video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about a few things. The first thing I'm going to talk about is depopulationism. The second thing I'm going to talk about is global internet government. The third thing I'm going to talk about is crypto. The fourth thing I'm going to talk about is philosophy. The fifth thing I'm going to talk about is me. And then the sixth thing I'm going to talk about is, whatever. So the first topic is depopulationism. The second topic is global internet government. The third topic is crypto. The fourth topic is philosophy. Fifth topic is me. And the sixth topic is, whatever I want to talk about. If there's anything left to talk about, maybe history, whatever. Okay, so let's get started. Issue number one, depopulationism. Depopulationism is a word. Who came up with this word? I don't know. I came up with this word in the year 2019, but I'm sure somebody came up with this word before I did. If anybody wants to take credit for creating this word, they can, and good for them. I'm not going to argue with them. But if nobody wants to take credit for creating this word, then I'll take credit for it. The word is depopulationism. Now, the question is, what does this word mean? And it probably means different things to different people, and that's fine. In today's video, we're going to talk about what the word means to me. In today's video, we're going to talk about the definition of the word depopulationism according to Charles Webster Baer. So, the definition of the word depopulationism is as follows, in my opinion. Depopulationism means that it is illegal for a human being on the planet Earth to reproduce a second time for the first few centuries of this millennium. I'll repeat that real slow. The definition of the word depopulationism, according to Charles Webster Baer, is that it is illegal for a human being on planet Earth to reproduce a second time for the first few centuries of this millennium. So the Chinese created depopulationism in 1980, and it was known as the one woman, one child policy. But I'm sure in many areas of the world, people discussed the idea of depopulationism in the 70s and 60s and probably even the 50s. So China was the first country to officially go with depopulationism in 1980. Which was good for China and good for the planet Earth. And what should have happened is that the rest of the planet should have gone with depopulationism as well. And then, if that had occurred in the 1980s, then we'd be in a much better spot than we are right now as a species and as a planet. But we didn't do that because we're stupid. And now the planet's all jacked up. And it sucks. So I've been a depopulationist since 1985. So I've been saying this stuff for 40 years now, and I think I've gotten pretty good at it. I can now talk about depopulationism calmly, politely, rationally, and in a positive way, in an optimistic way. And I can fill in all the details and all the specifics very thoroughly. And I do. Cheers. I'd like to thank the Junction Roastery and Social Club of Redmond, Oregon for grinding me this delicious decaf coffee that I'm enjoying right now. Thank you very much. So, That's what depopulationism is. Depopulationism means that people should not reproduce, and if they're going to reproduce, they're only allowed to reproduce once. That's what depopulationism means. So if you understand what depopulationism means, then the next question is, are you a depopulationist? And if the answer is yes, that's great. And if the answer is no, then perhaps you should think about it a little bit more. In my opinion, depopulationism is the religion of this millennium. In my opinion, depopulationism is the only way to save the planet. In my opinion, the human race has a choice: depopulationism, or we kill the earth and die with it. Because what we're doing now is we're making the earth into a place that's humans can't survive on. So depopulationists want to create a significant and sustained and immediate decline in the human population on Earth. And we want this decline to continue indefinitely until we arrive at a sustainable level of people on the planet. And nobody knows what that number is. But and that's a number that that future generations will determine. But I'm going to guess that it's around 2 billion. The point here is that humans don't have the right to kill the planet. Humans don't have the right to destroy the environment. Humans don't have the right to threaten the environment. Humans don't have the right to put the environment at risk. We don't have the right to do all this stuff that we're currently doing. But we're doing it. Because we're stupid, and we're greedy, and we're evil, and we're insane. So right now there's over 8 billion people on the planet, and that's increasing towards 9 billion people. And nobody really knows what the limit is. And that's my point. My point is we should play it safe and go back in the other direction, down, rather than take a chance and go in the wrong direction, up. Because nobody knows where the edge of the cliff is. Nobody knows where the point of no return is. And my point is very simple. We don't want to know. We don't want to find out. We want to play it safe and go in the other direction, in the safe direction, and not find out. Because once you find out where the cliff is, it's too late. You're falling off it. And then that's game over. common sense. So depopulationists are part of the solution, and people who are not depopulationists are part of the problem. So if you're part of the solution and you're a depopulationist, that's good. Advocate, represent, convert. And if you're not a depopulationist, you're part of the problem, so you need to think about this a little bit more and hopefully get on the right side of this sooner rather than later. So if you are a depopulationist, then you need to vote for people who are depopulationists. And you need to run for office as a depopulationist. Which is what I'm doing. So that's depopulationism. Less people, more trees. It's simple, really. It's not complicated. Depopulationism is very easy to understand. It's been around for all of our lives, our entire lives, because it started in 1980, which was 45 years ago, which is a long time. So we've all known about it. We've all known about it. It's been around. So that's depopulationism. So how do we push forward the depopulationism agenda quickly and globally and effectively? That's topic number 2. Topic number 1 is depopulationism. That's the goal. Topic number 2 is gig, how we achieve the goal, the plan to achieve the goal. So topic number 1 is depopulationism. That's what we need to do. And topic number 2 is global internet government, which is how we're going to do it. So GIG is Global Internet Government. I created GIG in Portland, Oregon in the spring of 2000. GIG's a world government. GIG is the world government. Currently, the world government is the United Nations and the International Monetary Fund and a few other institutions. Global Internet Government supports the UN. GIG supports the IMF. GIG likes the UN. GIG likes the IMF. GIG is here to assist the UN and IMF. GIG is here to augment the UN and IMF. GIG is here to help, maybe speed things up a little bit. Maybe put more of a focus on reproductive rights. Every person on Earth has the right to total and free access to all forms of birth control, including abortion and education. Any government that does not completely support this 100% is an illegitimate government and will be replaced quickly and peacefully by a legitimate government. GIG basically provides a foundation for all people to contribute to and participate in the world government. GIG allows people to understand how the world government pertains to them and their country. GIG supports freedom of speech, freedom of the press, democracy. But the number one rule of GIG is depopulationism. GIG is going to unify the species legally, financially, spiritually, online, totally transparent. GIG is a lot like the European Union. The European Union allows countries to come and go as they wish, and so does GIG. The European Union is basically open to countries of Europe and nearby. GIG is open to every country on the planet. So GIG is just a bigger European Union, a more American European Union. And GIG works as a political tool of any government, but GIG also works as a private company, a private business. So GIG goes both ways. It can be a private media company, like a social network, It can be a public government-run agency, and anything in between. Gig fits into every category. Gig's inevitable. The world government's already here, and it's a good thing. Gig just makes it better, quicker, faster, and frankly, the UN and the IMF haven't gone all the way. They haven't leveled up to depopulationism. Gig has. So Gig's actually better than the UN and the IMF. Gig is the only legitimate government for anybody, anywhere. Because Gig is saving the planet with depopulationism. Every other government is destroying the planet. So Gig's the only legitimate government on the planet in this millennium. Especially since 2016, when China stopped being depopulationist. Play it out. Gig is the only destination if you're going to continue freedom of speech online and freedom of the media online and democracy and everything else online. Gig is the only place you're going to end up. There's no other place to go. It's all numbers. It's all mathematical. And that's global internet government. Now, I could talk more about depopulationism, and I will. And I could talk more about global internet government, and I will. But I think and I hope that you understand what Depop is. And I think and I hope that you understand what Gig is. So I think I'm going to move forward now to topic number 3. Topic number 3 is crypto. And crypto is money. It's a currency, electronic. And some people think that it's the future, and they may be right. I happen to be one of those people. And I've got a few cryptos myself. I mean, I own a few crypto companies that I've created. But basically, there's going to be a lot of very successful crypto companies in the future. And these crypto companies, in my opinion, are going to be 100% transparent, like mine. And that means that every unit of currency will be able to be traced in real time online by everybody. Including the entire history of that cryptocurrency unit, that unit of currency. And this is a verification issue, I understand, and that's why verification is a big part of this equation. But the main part of this equation is that every single unit of currency can be traced immediately, including where it's been since its creation. That's 100% transparency, and that's the future of crypto. And that's why my cryptos are 100% transparent. That makes the currency clean, which is good. There's no corruption. There's no tax evasion. There's no mystery. There's no wondering what happened to the money. It's all accounted for. Public record. In real time. Clean money is good money. And crypto also wants to be fair, and that means there's a floor and a roof. That means you can't have too much money, and you can't have not enough money. So too much money is $1 billion American dollars. You can't have more than that. And not enough money is you have to be able to have enough money to afford food and water. So that's the floor and the ceiling. And over time, the ceiling will go down and the floor will go up. And that's why this is fair money. Money needs to be clean, and that's transparency, and money needs to be fair, and that's the roof and the floor, and the roof coming down over time and the floor going up over time. And that's the future of money, and that's the future of crypto. And both of my cryptos are totally clean and totally fair. And Gig has its own crypto called Fogbank. Okay, we're moving pretty quick. We're going to go to topic 4. Topic 4 is philosophy. And philosophy is a science where people talk about the nature of consciousness and existence, the mind, etc., etc., etc. That's philosophy. And in Western civilization, philosophy got started in 500 BC in Greece by Socrates and Aristotle and Plato. And that's cool. That's cool. However, just because philosophy started in the Western Hemisphere in Europe 2,500 years ago doesn't mean that there wasn't any philosophy before that. There was a lot of philosophy before that in a lot of different places. One of those places was India. And while the Greeks were beginning philosophy 2,500 years ago, the people in India were coming to the end of philosophy 2,500 years ago and crossing the finish line, just as the Europeans were getting started. Right. So there's this guy named Buddha who was born in Nepal 2,500 years ago, travels down to India and gets philosophical. And he says, life, it's cool. I like it. What is it? I'm awake. I do stuff. I go to sleep. I dream. I do stuff. I do stuff in my dream, but it's not real. I do stuff when I'm awake and it's real. How do I know what's real and what's not real? Go through this cycle every 24 hours. What the hell's going on? What's happening? What's the deal? So Buddha says, okay, check it out. I don't know what's real and what's not real, and I don't care. Because it doesn't matter. It's all real to me. So I know that I exist. And everything else is just an assumption. So I assume I'm a monkey on a rock circling this ball of fire, because that's probably what's going on, and that's fine. And if I'm wrong, that's cool too. But I know I exist. And if this world that I see exists, great. And if this world that I see does not exist, then that means I'm the soul. And the soul means I'm something that's not part of this world, not part of this universe. So Buddha invented the soul. The soul is what you are if the universe does not exist. And if the universe does exist, then there is no soul, and you're part of the universe, and everything's fine. Everything's fine either way, but there's only two options. Option one, plan A, you're part of the universe, and there is no soul, and everything's cool. Option two, plan B, the universe doesn't exist, it's an illusion, it's a video game, it's a movie, it's whatever, and you're the soul. There's no third option here. And so Buddha said that, and this information traveled to the East, where the Chinese were intelligent enough and had a language that could explain it, and they were intelligent enough to understand it, and they created Buddhism, and this information traveled to the West, where they weren't smart enough to understand it. They didn't have a society that was sophisticated enough to deal with it, and they didn't have a language that was advanced enough to describe it. So they misinterpreted it, either intentionally or unintentionally. And instead of saying soul singular, they said souls plural. And so they created religions, which are spiritual cults. And the first time they got it wrong was called Christianity, and the second time they got it wrong was called Islam. And that's philosophy. And that's my opinion. And if you agree with me, cool. If you don't agree with me, whatever. It doesn't matter. I just thought I'd throw that in there for the heck of it. So that's philosophy. So that's Depop, what we need to do, gig, how we're going to do it, crypto, how we're going to pay for it, philosophy. Just, set the record straight and get everybody on the same page. Now we're going to go to topic number 5, which is me. And this is my favorite subject. It's also a subject that I am the world's leading authority on. And so let's talk about me. You've made it this far. Congratulations. I'm now going to exponentially increase the levels of boredom to a inhumane level and talk about me for a long time. My name is Charles Webster Baer. I'm running for President of the United States of America as a libertarian in 2024 and 2028. Libertarian means I'm for less government and more freedom. I'm also running for mayor of Redmond, Oregon in the year 2024. So please vote for me. Thank you very much. I was born and raised in Santa Cruz, California in 1969. Original West Side represent. And in 1979, I moved to Oklahoma City. And in 1983, I moved to Newport, Rhode Island. And in 1986, I moved back to Oklahoma City. And in 1987, I moved to Maui. And in 1988, I moved to Northern California to go to Humboldt State University. And in 1989, I moved back to Newport, Rhode Island. And then in 1989, I moved back to Maui. And then in 1990, I moved to Hilo, Hawaii, where I went to college for 4 years. And then in 1994, I graduated. And then in 1995, I moved to Santa Fe, New Mexico. And in 1999, I moved to Portland, Oregon. And then in 2007, I moved to Bend, Oregon. And in 2014, I moved to China. In 2017, I moved back to Bend, Oregon. In 2019, I moved to Redmond, Oregon. And I'm still in Redmond, Oregon in 2024. And that's me. I've been a Buddhist since 1990. I've been a depopulationist since 1985. I'm the founder and owner and president of Global Internet Government since 2000. No kids, no wife, no ex-wife. Single, straight. And that's me. That's me. That's who I am. And, yeah, that's me. Hi, how are you? You can email me at depopulationist@gmail.com. You can call me at 541-699-9868. You can invest in gig or my cryptos. If you do invest, you're taking a risk and you may lose all your money, because that's what investment is. It's a gamble, like if you go to a casino. But you will make 3 times your money back before gig makes a profit if you invest in gig. And you'll also be first in line for future rounds of investment. And that's why investing in gig is a good idea, in my opinion. So, thanks for watching this video. I think it's a good video. It's well under an hour, which is good, I suppose. And I think I covered everything I wanted to cover. You know, I think I talked about all the stuff I wanted to talk about. I don't think I left much out. I think I hit all the points I was trying to hit. Yeah, it's a good video. I'm getting really good at this. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, that's it. I'm done. Have a nice day. Have a great year. Peace in the hood. And rock on. And become a depopulationist if you're not already one. And hurry up about it. Thank you.